Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you all doing? Today we need to talk about three things. Control of migration, trust in the UK government, which I think is a bit bad at the moment, and honest numbers about who enters the country and who stays. Keir Starmer spent months repeating the same line. I know you've all heard it. Smash the gangs, break criminal networks, and moving people across the channel in small boats. End the trade run by smugglers. It's strong words that they've been giving out, and it's clear promises. They've been saying it since the second they got into number 10 Downing Street. Yet more than 1,000 migrants crossed the channel within a single week. The boats just keep arriving. The gangs he promised to smash remain active, which is pretty embarrassing, and the public sees the same headlines again and again and again all over the country. Small boats draw attention because the images that we see look dramatic. We see crowded dinghies full of men, we see Coast Guard rescues, groups landing on beaches, and those scenes lead every news bulletin throughout the country. Yet the boats represent only a small part of the migration picture in the United Kingdom. Another route receives far less attention, and a lot of you on the channel have been saying you need to talk about it, so here we are. We're going to be speaking about visa overstays, right? Thousands enter the United Kingdom each year through legal routes, so that could be student visas, tourist visas, business travel, and many arrive through airports, of course. They pass through electronic gates, collect their luggage, and then walk straight into the country. The system records every single entry coming into the UK. Yeah, a passport receives a stamp or a digital record through the gate. Departure tells a very different story, though. At the moment, Britain lacks a reliable system which tracks every exit from the country. Airlines will supply passenger lists. Officials try to match the arrivals with the departures. The last full review took place years ago. Since then, the data basically remains incomplete. So this gap creates a major blind spot with the UK. Officials know who arrives. Officials kind of lack full certainty about who leaves. So that gap matters because policies here depend on accurate numbers, and the public debate depends on clear facts. Without reliable records, the government works with estimates instead of solid figures. And at the moment, the system relies on assumptions about behaviour. Like, we all know that some migrants return home after they've been studying, like the students. Others are going to remain here. But surveys attempt to measure those patterns. Flights arrive at all hours, which we know. I usually use Stansted, Heathrow or Gatwick. But not every traveller answers questions when they come into the UK. Some people simply just change their plans after they arrive. It happens, don't it? So that result leaves Britain with migration statistics built on partial information rather than full data, like actual hard solid facts. So this debate is growing louder each year. Some demand tighter control, and we have people also, others, I would say, that support higher migration for economic growth. That would be the leftist nutters. But both sides of this debate share one basic need. That is that we need accurate data. Many countries track both steps. They have passport control records of entry, and then they have exit control records departure. So digital systems link both records so the officials know how long each visitor stays in the United Kingdom. Britain already possesses the technology for this system. We could do it if we want. Airports use advanced scanners, as they do, and airlines record passenger identity. So the technological barrier no longer exists here. The obstacles, let's be honest, it sits at the top. It sits at the top of the food chain here. And the government from both the Labour and the Conservative parties avoided full exit tracking for decades. The system that we've got remains incomplete. The debate about small boats dominates headlines because those images appear on every TV station every night. Yet enforcement experts report a different reality during immigration raids. Many illegal residents entered the country through legal visas and they never left. That fact shifts the discussion hugely. Border control begins long before a small boat reaches the British waters. Border control begins with accurate entry records, reliable exit records, and honest statistics about both of those. The British public deserves clarity on these types of things. Like, how many people arrive each year? How many people leave each year? How many people remain after their visas expire? Those are simple questions, and we should have simple answers. We're not living in the dark ages, are we? Once those numbers exist, Political leaders must make the next decision, decide what level of migration the country supports, decide how the enforcement works, and decide how the system treats legal migrants who follow the rules. Until then, the debate that we're having continues through guesswork, estimates, and political slogans. People argue with friends and family about migration. I'm sure you've all done it. I've done it. We're all relying on headlines, fragments of data, and it's just our personal perception of what's going on. The government releases information in small pieces because the truth of all of this looks very, very messy. Smashing the gangs that he's been saying for so long, it sounds dramatic. It sounds like, wow, it targets the visible part of the problem, doesn't it? Understanding the real scale of migration requires something far more simpler. Count the people who enter, count the people who leave, and then face the numbers. But here's the real brutal reality for Keir Starmer. If your entire migration strategy fits on a campaign slogan and collapses the moment the boats keep arriving, which they are, then you didn't smash the gangs, did you? You smashed your own credibility, and we've seen that time and time again with all of these U-turns. Mark my words, this summer is going to be absolutely insane, and there's rumours that all of the camps over in Calais, and there's 2 other cities in France, are absolutely packed at the moment. Where do you think that they're all going? Wait until it gets warmer and you will see the numbers go straight through the roof. And that's what's concerning. They're not doing anything about it. I'll see you guys on Monday. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great weekend, everyone. Peace.